Hi guys, this is Luton, and I've got yet another round of Oman for you today. I originally couldn't actually remember why it was that I'd put this round into my inbox to post up, and I watched a little bit of it back. I also wanted to select a good new map because we've done too much of this. Let's see what I went with. What? Come on, it must be Rush. Yeah, Carg Rush, that's a good choice. Anyway, yeah, what this round actually was, it was Conquest, and the reason I wanted to post this was because it showed a kind of unusual thing, and that unusual thing was that, as I mentioned on a previous video, the idea that you don't need to cap all the bases, and the reason for that was, twofold really. One thing, it doesn't demoralise your enemy, because there's nothing worse than being on a map where you've lost all the bases and you have no foothold. So as I have done on a previous game, I was saying to the guys in my squad and the team, I was saying, look, later on I say, when you're down to one base, just let them have one base. And that's not so that we can get loads more kills or that we can be dominating. It's to make the rounds, gameplay more exciting. It allows them to have a foothold so that they can actually try and stage a comeback, because the US team has such a difficult time to get in on the bases here, because they have to go forward. It just makes more sense. It makes a more enjoyable game, and even if they lose, people are more likely to stay in because they feel like they've had a more productive game than just getting spawn trapped right back there. And the other thing to mention is that I know I posted another video which had high tickets, and I know this one has got high tickets. I want to just clarify why that is, because you guys know that I'm not a big fan of making these changes to the server rules. There's a weird thing, because a couple of my guys were like, Luton, did you know that, look at this ammo box, they were like, Luton, did you know that your server is on 16 players only? And I didn't realise this, because I assumed that once you'd had a round which required 16 tickets, it would just go back there. I think we were going over here to try and find... There was a helicopter repairing, so we were looking for that. That's why we came up here. But apparently, anyway, if a helicopter, I'm talking about the game, if your round required 16 tickets, and then all of a sudden it goes to a 24, it doesn't seem to alter it. It seems to be a bit of a glitch in the round system for your server. And so in order to change that up, because we were having live games, I had to alter my map setup. Nice kill there, nice kill. I had to alter my map setup to get 24 players back, which is what we have, and then I had to go back to a normal game. So that is why the server is currently on this max or this higher ticket count, because I do have an old map setup which had a higher ticket count. Anyway, so that's that explained. So you can see that in the beginning we're having kind of a fair fight. I've been kind of located at sea for most of this whole round, because there's a lot of gameplay going on here, and I know sea is always quite hot at the start of the round. I was also trying to just take out those air vehicles, going with the Igla. I often go, I think, with the Igla if you're Russian on this map, because they have the transport helicopter and the attack heli. It's very, very important to go with that. Taking the long way around. Watch for the rail. Oh, we went straight over the rails. Good job, good job. I hate those bloody rails. They really drive me berserk. I'm very pleased as well that the four-wheeler's coming back soon to the game, because the quads really were a really excellent part of the game, and to have them back is going to be a great thing. Lots of fast action on the quads, so I'm really looking forward to that. Oh dear, Martin killed me. I'm not doing too bad at this stage in the game, so that's all good. A lot of my clan playing today. Look at Martin with his 100 Colonel. I'm quite impressed. I don't know how anyone has the time to get to 100 Colonel, I really don't. I certainly don't. Watch this, look, watch this with the ECM. See, he's dropping ECM. See how it hits? So it shows that ECM still is not functioning particularly well when it comes to distracting these missiles. I've been using the ACW, and I'm surprised actually, because the ACW, despite its kind of fire rate and power, it's doing pretty good at kind of medium, long, even long range. I've been managing to get quite a few kills at long range using this gun. So it's quite nice. I know, you know, some people say that the ACW has literally no recoil. I totally disagree. In fact, it has way more recoil than, for example, the guns in Bad Company 2. If you look at Bad Company 2 compared to this, the guns have literally no recoil, non-existent. It's quite surprising how big they changed it. So yeah, the ACW has less recoil. Look at this. I've never seen this before. I've never seen someone parked in C with the Jeep. Going with the UMP at the moment. I'm actually kind of a fan of the UMP. I don't use it particularly often, but I find if you're in a kind of close quarter situation, providing you handle it right, it can be quite a nice gun indeed. Because it's got a bit more power. It's a bit slower than some of the other similar weapons that are comparable, but yeah, I've had some quite good experiences with it. I have a feeling I have a massively embarrassing fail coming up. In fact, I'm sure I do. I think. See, this is what happens when you go for the knife. I was thinking, yeah, get Andreas. Look, look, look! Run out of ammo. Gutted, gutted, gutted. That is humiliating. Andreas, get me back there. So I don't have a massive amount of stuff to say on this video, but I just really wanted to highlight. If you look at the map right now, see they got one base. I was telling my guys, just don't go for it. And that's all it really is. And I just wanted to, you know, try and, as I've said with other things, I want to try and sort of change people's ideas about what they have to do in game and stuff. And it's like, you don't have to... Oh, whoa, what's going on here? Yeah, I just want to try and change people's ideas about what they have to do in games. And you don't always have to go for the, you know, the full base capping. You don't need to. And as I've said before, you know, this used to happen to me on World of Warcraft, was that we would be such a dominating team. We would be playing so hard and winning so many games. I remember on WoW, when we used to play, you know, combat there, and I'd be leading my team on that. Look at these rails, for the love of God. God, these stupid rails, they need to fix it. It's absolutely insane. So stupid. Did you see that? I nearly, like, flipped it again because of those stupid rails. Nice driving, Luton. Anyway. It used to happen so much on WoW that, come on, get him. Yes, bad luck, Kobe. He's in my clan. Oh, can we get two? Two! Oh, shit on Volgran. It used to happen basically on WoW. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, come on. And I made the DPV roll over him. Or I killed him with it. Anyway, 3 in a row. So yeah, it used to happen loads on WoW, that basically our team would be fighting against them, we'd be playing, and what would happen is that, you know, we'd win so hard against so many teams, they wouldn't even play us anymore. We'd come up against these people, they wouldn't even play us. And not just that, but we'd maybe dominate a team and they'd just immediately quit, or they'd come back into a game with us, they'd AFK immediately and they'd leave. So it just meant that after a while we couldn't even get a game. And this is the thing, if you've got a server and you've got it full, like we have right now, there's a load of people on it, and those people, they're not actually base camping. I mean, the guys... God, what is up with my driving today? If those guys are actually fighting, they're actually playing for the objective, which they are, you know, they're trying, you know, it's stupid to kind of just alienate those people and make them not want to play the game by pushing them back and spawn camping them. So by leaving them with one base, you make the round more enjoyable for yourself, you make it more enjoyable for them, and it just promotes a kind of better, more all-around combat. It doesn't help the fact that, you know, console numbers really hinders, you know, it makes it more difficult for them to get onto a base. And, you know, if you're on a PC and you had more players, it's a bit different because there's people spread around the map in a different way. Goddamn rails again. They're spread around in a different way, so it makes that kind of combat a little bit, you know, different. But for us, when we have so few people, it's really important that you kind of distribute people in a certain way. And for that reason, giving them a leg up, and especially if they've got like a map disadvantage, which the US do have on this map, they have a strong map disadvantage. It's really important that, you know, you try and help them out, and that's where, you know, the kind of whole sportsmanship comes into it. And people have said before that, you know, they're not interested in sportsmanship, they don't care about it. But I think it is. I think it's worth, you know, mentioning into the game. And I've seen so much, you know, so many gameplays, so many things, and people that don't respect other players, they don't, and it's all about just, you know, the trolling and the stuff, and they don't say, you know, good job, good game. You know, I like that. I think it's really good. It's good to, even if you get beaten, like sometimes I will have had a terrible round, but the guys who, you know, they won fair and square, you know, they played a good round, they had a good game, they worked well as a team, and I remember being in lobbies with people, and, you know, you would just say, yeah, good job guys, well done, you know, you say good game, and, you know, there feels like there's been less of that now, and it feels like if people lose, they have a massive chip on their shoulder, or they're always looking for someone to blame, and so on and so on. And it's just, you know, it's the way it goes. The other thing to remember is that your personal performance in the game can be so dictated by the people that you're playing with, and people often don't get this. That if you're having a bad round, you know, people can have a bad round, like the kind of close quarters games that I played recently on Gunmaster and stuff. My team were performing, with no disrespect, they were performing so poor. I think I was the only player who ended up with a positive KD. Everyone else had a negative KD on my entire team. That will affect you, because those people are not putting down the same amount of, you know, enemy players as they're doing to you. It means that therefore there's more enemy always around to deal with, which means it's going to be more difficult for you to have any kind of impact. That's the same with this round that we're playing right now. My team is suppressing them generally so well, it's going to make it more difficult for them at any time to actually have any kind of, you know, positive impact in the game. And that's just what happens when you get imbalanced teams. People always say, you know, when it's my server as well, they're like, Luton, you know, balance the teams, balance the servers. You know, I don't want to be constantly killing people and switching them around on the teams, because it's irritating for them. And sometimes people are more interested in playing... Massive grenade fail again. People are more interested in playing with the people they want to play with, than even if that means they're going to lose. But I do, you know, sometimes I try to balance up the teams, be that if we're having too good a round or they're having bad a round. And people that I play with will know this and see this, that I do this. You know, if I'm in a round like this and it feels like my team is too strong, I'll say, look, you know, Dapper, or who else would it be, Carlos is playing on my team, Carlos is an amazing player, I'll say to them, look guys, you're going to have to switch over to the other team, or I will. You know, I was in a game recently with Noz and Swedish and that, and we were dominating on the canals, which is not really my favourite map, but it was so boring because nothing was going on. We were dominating, and because we pushed them back so hard, the enemy team had kind of almost given up. I said, this is stupid. I said, I'm going to switch team here or I'm going to leave, because it's just, there's no point playing a game like that. And I will do that, and you guys have seen me do that, that, you know, if if we're being too strong, I'll say, look, we need to even this up, or we at least need to have someone take the lead and show the team that they can actually push forward. And I would advise you guys to do that, you know. If you're on a dominating team, okay, just try this out, okay. I want you guys to try this out for me this week. If you're in a round, okay, and your team is dominating the other team, I want you to change team to the team that's losing, okay? So please, some people do this for me this week, alright? Change team to the team that's losing and try and turn it around. And see if the guys you play with respond to you changing team, and see if you can really, you know, hand it back to the team that was dominating, okay? Because this is the kind of thing that I will do in a game, and I really want to see whether anyone else can do this, see how you find it, see if it's rewarding. Do you think it's a great thing? You know, do you have a good time? Do you feel more rewarded for doing that? Do you feel that you've really fought the good fight? So, you know, come back to me on that one, guys. I'd really be interested to hear, you know, if people have any success with that. Thanks for watching.